Good day and welcome to the Business Pioneer Podcast. I'm your host, Erika Montgomery, founder and CEO of Three Girls Media Inc., an award-winning digital marketing agency. And today I am super excited to introduce a good friend of mine, Sarah Ketter, who is the owner of Senior Helpers. They have been transforming senior care for nearly 7 years now. And after 16 years in early childhood education, Sarah really found her true calling. It is giving back to the senior adult to help shape her life. You know, Sarah was inspired by her grandparents' experience with Senior Helpers. She and her husband, Alex, launched their own franchise, and they offer personal and companion care along with specialized support for dementia, Alzheimer's, and more. They've got a really innovative LifeProfile tool that helps seniors stay safely in their homes as long as possible. And that is so important to seniors today. Under Sarah's leadership, Senior Helpers has earned a CHAP certification, the Best of South Sound 2024 award, and she just told me that Entrepreneur Magazine named them the #1 franchise in senior care. So, Sarah, hats off to you. Congratulations and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. That was a pretty awesome introduction. Thank you.
Well, you're a pretty awesome lady for sure. So for those people that don't know, obviously Senior Helpers is in your name, so it's a little bit self-explanatory, but there's so much that you offer. Can you tell our viewers about Senior Helpers and the services that you provide?
Absolutely. So our services are really tailored to whatever a senior is needing. We've had everything from people recovering from surgeries to needing end-of-life care, dementia care, Parkinson's care, as you mentioned. And we've had a variety of need, and we just meet those seniors where they're at and with whatever needs they have to be able to live comfortably and safely in their own home.
I love that. And, you know, it's so important for me as I age, thinking about getting older and being a disabled person to stay in my own home as long as I possibly can. And I think seniors want to know that they have somebody coming to care for them that they can rely on, that's
Absolutely.
trustworthy. Do your seniors get assigned a specific person that they get to know that becomes their regular caregiver?
We love to set up every one of our clients with a team of caregivers. We understand people get sick, people go on vacation. So we try to introduce them to at least 2 different caregivers so that they will know exactly who's coming in every time. I also have a staff that works part-time in my office and part-time in the field, and they're always available to go out and provide care if we run into a snag and need to send somebody else out there. So all of our clients know them just because they also work in the office. So we're always sending somebody they know, but they do have their main team of caregivers that go out every time.
What a great idea. And, you know, care can mean so many different things to so many different people. So maybe you can talk about the various types of services that your caregivers provide.
Yeah. We do simple things like transportation, taking people to and from appointments. We get a lot of phone calls, people needing transportation to and from procedures like a colonoscopy. So we provide that, stay with them, be able to take them, get whatever medications they need, take them home. We do showering, meal preparation, um, light housekeeping. I'm trying to think of what some of the main ones are. A lot of cooking. We do a lot of meals with our clients to make sure that they're getting all the nutrition that they need, making sure that their meds are being taken correctly and on time. We ask all of our clients to provide us with a medication list. And now with the my chart and everything, they print it off. So we know that they're supposed to be taking medications 3 times a day and what times those are, so that we are able to remind them to take their medications and kind of manage their reaction to those medications and what their baseline is, so that we're able to follow up with the rest of their medical team to make sure that, they're being, not just that they're taking their medications correctly, but their bodies are doing what they should be in response to those medications.
That's so important. And all of those services are critically important. And I love that you can provide kind of as much or as little as a senior may need.
Yeah.
One person I'm sure is different than the next. So you really meet your clients where they are and being able to provide what it is they need. And I understand that you can work either on, an hourly basis or part-time, full-time. Talk a little bit about that.
Did you know that we also have a program called Flex Home where we can even come in for a little bit of time and not need to do a whole hour?
I didn't know that. That's amazing. Tell me about it.
So we have a program we call Flex Home, and really that's a needs basis. So you, for instance, are a great example. You just had surgery and you might just need somebody to come in and take the dog for a walk. Your husband's out of town, so what are you going to do? You can't take him for a walk. So we can come in, be there for, 20, 30 minutes, make sure that you're set up and dog is good to go and head back out. But we also, along with that, there's people who use like compression socks or just need somebody to remind them to take their medications. They live in an apartment complex, can't go pick up their mail and take their garbage out. So we can just pop in and do those few tasks and then head out. So that's that side of everything. We do hourly care, and then we do all the way up to 24-hour care as well.
Amazing. And I know the word senior is in the name of your business, Senior Helpers, but what age ranges do you primarily serve?
I honestly say we will help anybody in need. I don't have an age limit. We've had, some mid-50s clients who are unable to stay at home by themselves. So we went and stayed with them and made sure they were safe. I will help anybody who is in need, and we'll work with whatever that looks like.
Phenomenal. So you don't necessarily have to be a senior in order to get help from Senior Helpers.
No, we don't do children. That's the only, we don't have that certification.
Okay. Gotcha. And, certification, I think that's something important to mention. Talk about that. Are all of your care providers certified?
So in the state of Washington, you have to either have a home care aid certification or an NAC, which used to be a CNA. You have to be certified through the state. Senior Helpers at my office, we also offer schooling. So if you are interested in being a caregiver, you can come and we provide schooling for free, and you can get certified as a home care aide to be able to work with us. You're able to work as soon as you finish a couple in-person classes and then do the rest of your classes online. And then we're also working with the Department of Health right now to be able to do testing in our facility. So we are getting ready to gear up to do that as well. So
wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I had no idea that you offered the schooling as well. That's fantastic. What a great service that is. And tell me a little bit, you said you've been in business now 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So talk about the impetus to go out on your own, become an entrepreneur, and start a business with your husband.
That was terrifying. Let's start there. It's a big leap. And I think what helped me personally is that my two sisters and my brother-in-law also work for Senior Helpers. So it's not only is Senior Helpers a family in our environment and how we take care of our clients and our caregivers, but I actually get to work with my own biological family. So I was able to learn a lot through my sister and brother-in-law, and they connect us with business coaches essentially to help us in the business. So any fears, anything that I was ever facing, I had somebody that I could call, text, email any time of day, and they led me through it. So it was super great to, my husband and I, had the conversation of like, we just want to do something different. I always worked in childcare, my degree's in childcare, but I always had a interest in wanting to help elderly people growing up. I had neighbors that were in their 90s, and I loved going to visit them, and I loved helping them. I loved being with my grandparents, and everyone should feel loved like that. So I took my love, and here I am. So it drove me to want to make sure every single one of my clients feels like they're the loved grandparent, friend, family member, and they get to live their best life.
I love that. And what lessons did you take from your child care background into working with adults?
Patience, never ending patience. I always said for the longest time, I have never ending patience for a child because they don't know any better, and they're all learning. But I was able to turn that around to us as the caregivers are the ones now learning. We're learning about our clients. We're learning what their loves are. We're learning how to give them a great quality of life by taking a step back and sitting down and listening to them. There are so many life lessons we can learn from every single one of our clients. And if we just take a moment to talk with them, we are providing them the most amazing quality of life by letting them share their lives with us.
I love that. And what challenges have you faced as an entrepreneur over the years?
All of them. Now, my husband described our biggest challenge as the chicken and the egg effect. We would have tons of clients, but no caregivers available, or tons of caregivers and nobody, to care for. And so there was constantly just the cycle of that. And that's just something in this industry that you face because you have to build your business. I opened my business in 2018, and very quickly after, we all know COVID slammed everybody. And I would say honestly that COVID was probably the best thing to ever happen to senior care, in-home senior care specifically, because we were the only ones able to go into like assisted living facilities and skilled nursing facilities and any of these other places that were being run ragged with their staff, because if staff got sick, you knew it ran through the entire building. And so we were able to step in and help care for those people or help them go home and set all of those things up because they needed help. And it just made people more aware that in-home senior care exists, what it's for, and how we can help help people come home from the hospital safely, help them come home from any of these other facilities safely, and be cared for in the same way that they would at any of those other facilities.
I've never
huge.
Yeah, I've never heard of COVID spoken of as a positive thing, but I'm so glad that there was something positive like that came out of it for your business, and that it really drove awareness, which I think is so important. And, speaking of awareness, obviously there's what the pandemic did for your business, but on a regular basis, what kind of marketing do you do? How do you get the word out about senior helpers?
Me, I'm always out and about. I'm always at chamber events. I'm out at different things. I love going to new business ribbon cutting ceremonies and events because it brings out all kinds of different people. Like when the arcade opened up and that ribbon cutting, like that brings in a whole different industry. It's not just the seniors that are going out. It's, moms and dads who are bringing their kids to come check it out. And the moms and dads are the ones with the parents that are needing care. So I'm able to chat with some of them about what their needs are, what their parents' needs are. And so being able to get out and just be present in any event allows for honest conversations to be able to happen.
Yeah. So it sounds like in-person networking is really important for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want every single one of my clients to be comfortable and to feel like family. And so being able to share what I do honestly, openly, and in front of somebody is better than any advertising I could ever do.
Yeah. Other than in-person networking and word of mouth, which you spread on your own, do you do any other kind of marketing? Do you use things like social media or email marketing to spread the word about your business?
I do. We have a newsletter that goes out every month. Comes with recipes and all kinds of information, specifically like when winter is starting. It's like, hey, these are things to keep your house safe in the winter, and how to keep warm, but not to have issues with possible fires and things like that. Like, we're always making sure there's information and knowledge out there. I am on, I think, every social media platform there is. I love to share what we're doing. I love to share our events. We have a large event coming up soon that I'm working out with Top Rung Brewing to do Valentine's cards. I did the event last year there, and it was so much fun. So I'll be sharing that. I also like to do TikToks because they're just funny, and I love to do them. And we're going to start doing some with my staff this year.
Oh, fun.
So find me, Senior Helpers Olympia, on any social media, and you'll get to see the antics that go on behind the scenes, as well as all the information and things that are coming.
I love that. And so it's Senior Helpers Olympia if we want to find your particular franchise.
Specifically, my franchise is like Olympia Lacey Tumwater, but if you just Google Senior Helpers Olympia, it'll come up, and then Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we're there.
And I love that you're so creative with it and that you're having fun with it. And I think that's what makes successful social media is people want to be entertained on social media, right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that you're involving your team, that you're doing fun and irreverent things and being a little silly and goofy with it, it doesn't mean that, senior care, which is a serious issue, needs to be serious in terms of your marketing. You can really have a lot of fun with it and draw a lot of attention to your brand. And I love that.
Absolutely. Well, again, it goes back to like being a family. Every family has fun, hilarious stories that they share, and so my family likes to share whatever antics we can find.
So, as an entrepreneur, what do you think is the best advice that you've ever received?
Oh my goodness. I think the best thing that I've ever heard from anyone in any way, shape, or form is to be honest and be myself. Mm-hmm. I have never had a concern about somebody coming to me saying, well, you told me this and now we're doing this. And if I'm honest and, keep things a certain way, then everyone knows what to expect. Between my clients, my caregivers, my staff, everyone knows the same expectations or how I expect things to be done. And so just by being upfront, honest, and open with everybody, it makes things flow and makes everyone more comfortable, and they feel safe in the environment that I provide.
I think that's so important for any business. Honesty goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And also being open, that ongoing communication and making sure that your clients understand what it is you're doing for them, what the expectations are, what it is you're providing, whether you're in a service-based business or otherwise, I think is absolutely critical.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me what's next for Senior Helpers. What do you want to have happen in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh, 3 to 5 years. Well, I don't know. As a franchise, we've won so many different awards, which is just exciting for me. It makes me feel good to know that what I'm doing makes an impact. And you already mentioned, like, we won Best of South Sound. We were second place for the last 6 years. So it was really nice to finally tip over to the other side of that. I think my goals for the next 3 to 5 years is keep doing what I'm doing, providing loving, tender care and meeting the needs of the people that need it, and making sure that my staff knows that they're cared about. I am huge on taking care of my staff because I feel like if I'm not caring for them, why in the world would they ever want to care for anyone else? So I do a lot of things to help them. I have things, every school year, I set up school supplies so they can come in and get their kids school supplies and not have to stress out or worry about going out and finding that. I do caregiver of the week awards. Anything that I can think of for anyone going above and beyond. I just want people to know how much I care about them. So in the next 3 to 5 years, I want to continue all of that and grow that mindset that if you're caring about your employees, they're going to want to stay and care and love the clients that they service.
I love that. I think that is something that is so important and is so close to my own heart, is showing staff appreciation and letting your staff know that you care about them. Even just that simple thank you on a regular basis. And it is amazing how many bosses neglect that fact. Even just the simple thank you, let alone, a Starbucks card or, a physical birthday card or, a gift basket and it could be year round. It doesn't have to be something special just at holiday time.
Absolutely.
And letting your, team know that you care. I like to do at least quarterly events with my team where we'll do some sort of, fun game day or hangout or pizza party or, something fun where we all get together and just chill for a while and really build that camaraderie. And I think that's so important, and so many companies overlook that important step. So what do you do when you're not working? Because it sounds like you're an incredibly busy person and you're so dedicated to your business. How do you chill out?
It's certainly not by sleeping. Let's see. I have a son that plays soccer. I have a daughter who cheers and another daughter who rides horses. So if I'm not at the barn, the soccer field, the school and football field, I'm crafting. I love doing different crafts. I make things for my staff. I've made different tumblers and things. And anytime I get an idea, I'll do it, and then we'll see where it goes.
I love that. What kind of crafts do you like to do? You mentioned tumblers, like you decorate your own tumblers?
Yeah, so I don't have any here, but I've done the tumblers that are like glitter and epoxy. I've also done sublimation ones. I do our badges for work.
Oh, cool.
So I make them for my staff so that they then just have all of their emergency information on the back of it. Plus, it identifies them. I do shirts. I've done sweatshirts, shirts. I've started getting into epoxy. I made coasters for my daughter's teacher for Christmas with like a crayon, a pencil, and like erasers in it. It was pretty cute.
Wow, what a really creative idea. I absolutely love that. Places like Hobby.
Okay. And those ideas, I've probably tried it.
Places like Hobby Lobby and Michael's must love you.
Yes, and Amazon. Amazon loves me too.
Yes. They've got great crafting ideas on Amazon. Absolutely. Yeah. So if you had one bit of advice that you could give our listeners in terms of, being in business, what would your advice be for them?
Do it. Shoot for it. And I was doing this bit on one of my networking groups about Arnold Schwarzenegger and like how he got to where he was in his book. And I so agree with all of it. And a lot of it was just dream big, shoot for the stars, work your butt off. You're going to get there. And there's more to it. Look for the book. It's awesome. But like those things are fundamentally what every single person who wants to make it should be doing. I wanted to, have a retirement plan for myself in place. And so it was like, all right, we're going to start this business and this is going to be the retirement plan. I'm going to, ramp this business up. I'm going to do amazing. And, set goals for myself, and then I've worked my butt off for 7 years to get there.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is plan goals and then put that plan in motion to reach those goals.
Yep. And I think the other point that I've made was being intentional with what you're doing. There's only 24 hours in the day, but we only sleep for like 8-ish of them. So that is a lot of hours to, make an intention for the day. This is what I want to get done today. And sit down, focus, do it. Even if I'm going to work for 20 minutes, then I'm going to go have a coffee with somebody and connect, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to work for another 30. Set those goals so that it's something that you can do and accomplish every single day, so that you can feel accomplished every single day.
Love that. Realistic goals.
Yes. Realistic, intentional goals and work.
So smart. Love it. And is there anything that you'd like to promote? You mentioned you've got a event coming up sometime soon. Do you want to talk more about that?
So I have two. One that is planned and coming up. So January 22nd, here at my office in West Olympia, I will be working with Tawana Davidson from Thrivent. We are doing a presentation on how to help your loved navigate setting themselves up for the rest of their lives, essentially. We're going to be talking financials. We're going to talk about, pre-planning, not necessarily your funeral, but just getting things pre-planned so that it's done and you're able to enjoy the rest of your life without having to worry or leaving things for your family to figure out. So we're calling it how to open the door, essentially, for those hard conversations with our family, so that we can enjoy family time and not stress about the future there. And then I'm also in the planning stages of my Valentine's Day card event. We are going to be doing it at Top Rung Brewing, date to be determined. We haven't gotten there yet. But I bring all kinds of supplies to make Valentine's cards, and then I take them out to the senior living facilities for them to give to their residents on Valentine's Day at their event. So no one is feeling left behind, especially if they've recently lost their partner. I want them to not feel like they're forgotten about. Valentine's Day can either be super loving and wonderful, or you can feel extremely lonely. And especially in Washington in February, it's raining. It's not the best. So everyone's kind of suffering with that. And we just want to bring happiness and joy to all of their lives by giving them a little love of our own. So we'll be making cards. So hop on my social media, and all the information for that event, once it's nailed down, will be there.
Amazing. And speaking of social media and your website, where can our viewers find you?
seniorhelpers.com/WA/Olympia-Lacey-Tumwater, or just Google Senior Helpers Olympia and it'll pop up.
There you go. I think that's the easiest way to go. Just Google Senior Helpers Olympia, Washington, and you will find Sarah.
It'll be the top one.
There you go. And is all your social media on your website?
I believe so. If not, I'm going to shoot off an email and make sure that it is, now that I'm thinking about it.
Perfect. They're being intentional, like you said. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, Sarah, it has been amazing having you on the show. I really appreciate your insight and your knowledge and your advice. You have been a joy to have as a guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I love chatting with you, Erika. It's always great. And hopefully I'll be back another time.
Absolutely. My pleasure. We'll talk soon.
All right. Sounds good.